Obviously, first of all, welcome to Bermuda. Warrior out of Antigua to Bermuda. First boat crossed the line. When you get started, obviously you're looking at the forecast. What are you and the crew discussing on your way, on your voyage across to try and make up as much time as you can on the fleet, because you have to give them time?
We spent a lot of time looking at the weather forecast, obviously. We had two different weather systems that we were looking at, a high and a low, trying to avoid the high and hook into the low. Our navigator, Will Oxley, did an amazing job of that. We had very light breezes at the start, so we didn't look really good at the start of the race. Everybody was pretty close to us, and he managed to avoid the worst of the light air and then hook us into the low pressure system, so that on the third night we were screaming with good wind, just hooked up all the way to the finish. So that's what we're looking for, is how to optimize our route, avoid the slows, and do as much of the fast as we can. And I think we did a good job of that.
Well, obviously at the start, there's all these boats on the start line. Did you get on the right line to get out and get away from that? Obviously that's a challenge right from the start.
Yes, we were really happy with our start. We hit the line with speed, so the boat was moving very well when we hit the starting line, in the spot of the line where we wanted to be, which gave us a nice angle to get around Antigua, and that gave us a nice lead right out of the gate.
Coming across, it's challenging because you could track to see where everyone else is, but you also want to make sure that you guys stay in fine-tuned to everything that's going on. Team talk. What's that like throughout the night, into the morning, and into a long day?
Well, a lot of it is some trash talk amongst ourselves. We make a lot of fun of ourselves. There's a lot of jokes, but we are just constantly asking one another, okay, are we making the boat go as fast as it can? Are we in the right spot for what we think the weather's going to do down the track? And that's a conversation that goes on 24 hours a day on the boat. We never stop having that conversation. So we're asking what we can do to make the boat go faster, and we execute that by changing sails, by perhaps altering our route, and we'll do that many times throughout a day. We may change sails 10 times throughout the day, and when your sails are as heavy as this is and you're moving the way this boat does, that can be quite a undertaking. But if you don't do it, you're not going to be able to keep that lead.
Now, you're no stranger to sailing across to Bermuda. When did you feel you was in familiar territory, because you have sailed other races to Bermuda?
At no point did I feel like I was in particularly familiar territory, because whenever I've come, it's been from Newport. So this was a new approach for me. But there was no Gulf Stream to cross. So, in the Newport race, you kind of have these moments where you say, okay, I'm across the Gulf Stream, I'm across here, but I didn't have any of those signposts that I'm used to having when I come here, which made this race challenging as well.
Once you see Bermuda, what's the atmosphere like on the boat? Because you only got a few miles to make it to the finish line. So what was that like, seeing Bermuda and then heading off to the finish line?
It's like a bunch of guys who can't wait to get on their hot date.
From the water to the date.
Exactly. You can't get there soon enough. You see the island and you've got island fever. You're ready to finish this thing and get off the boat, and everybody gets very excited. They start working even harder and going even faster, and no matter it never fails. You start working harder and going faster as the finish line gets closer. The farther away it always seems. Those last few minutes are longer than the 10 hours that preceded them.
For someone who's probably now getting interested in sailing, because we have so many sailing events going on in and around Bermuda, and a challenge like yours taking a few days to come across, they might be interested in attempting to do that. What's your message to the average person that could possibly say, you know what, let me try it?
Well, my message is, first, definitely try it. Second, there are some great ways to enhance your knowledge. There are a lot of people who have done this trip before, and consult with them. They are a wealth of knowledge. That's what I did the first time I came here. If you are an individual sailor, say without your own boat, but you're looking for a ride, deliveries are a great way to get on a boat, and even without as much experience, an owner of a boat may want you to come on a delivery to help get the boat from some place that that it has raced. Well, once you do that, you get more experience in ocean time, and the next time you may be able to go as a racer. My advice is talk to those who've been there before, and definitely come out and do it.
What's next for you?
Next month we are racing from Annapolis to Newport. So we'll be from Annapolis to Newport, then to Marblehead to Halifax, and we're going to try to complete it's called the Northern Ocean Racing Trophy Circuit. So we have a number of races in the Northeast U.S. that we'll be doing.
All right, well, congratulations and good luck in your future endeavors.
Great, thank you so much.
Audio Jungle.